Hello and welcome back to Alive with Aadil. We are in our last segment about surviving travel today. Oh, I would love to tell you stories and the fascinating things that have happened to me on my travel adventures over 32 years. Yeah.
Thousands of stories.
Such fun. Some of them very, very wonderful.
Yeah.
Very happy stories.
Yeah.
And some of them just pure fun because it was so much trouble. In general, airplane food isn't. That means airplane food isn't food. So avoid it. Avoid it. Take a sandwich. Take something you make from your own home. Just remember not to take any yogurt or any liquid like that. They won't let it down the plane. But avoid airplane food. Now that doesn't apply to all airplanes. For example, when you fly Swissair business class or first class, all the food is cooked on site. It is 100% organic.
Wow.
And so
wow.
it is, good,
Oh, my
good
goodness.
food, yes. But in general, unless you're paying large sums of money, know that your food is not really a priority. And why is it toxic? Because of two things. One is that it needs to be preserved. I'll tell you a short story. I was sitting on a flight. This gentleman was sitting next to me, and the lady came out. This is all first class. The lady came out with the food, and he said, "No, thank you." And I took some serving of food and asked him, I said, "Why are you not eating?" He said, "Because I work for this airline." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, and this is a prominent airline. This is not some cheapy airline. And he said, "Well, all the food is made in the morning. I know, because I'm one of the people who loads it. And it sits in the dock all day. And nobody cares a hoot about what's happening with it. And I don't want to risk my health because I know where the food comes from and what's in it."
Whoa.
So ever since then, I'm really hesitant about eating
Yes.
airplane food when the very man who does the airplane food says don't touch it and
Yes.
chose himself not to eat it.
Yes.
He said, "I'd rather be hungry than eat airplane food." So the two reasons is chemicals. So artificial chemicals are used in the food as preservatives, so it won't go bad. Now, when something doesn't go bad because a chemical is added, doesn't mean it's any healthier.
Exactly.
So please don't eat food which has chemicals in it. You know, we all spend our lives eating good, healthy, organic food. Why would we eat inorganic food on an airplane? And the second reason is that there is no care taken in the method of transportation. So food tends to go slightly bad, and even though some of it is heated to high temperatures, I just avoid.
Oh,
It
especially
doesn't feel good.
in warm climates where, it's sitting out on the tarmac waiting to be loaded and there's probably no temperature control or very little.
Mhm.
It just, and why not get what you really, really want to eat and what you like to eat? Because I don't know about you, but when I want to go have a meal, I'm not thinking about, oh, I want that airplane food.
Now again, as I said, some airlines do give very good food, but they are very, very rare. The next thing is alcohol. Avoid alcohol completely. The consumption of alcohol depresses your immune system. It dehydrates the body, just like coffee does. Coffee also dehydrates the body and should be avoided at all times in general, but definitely on flights. The next thing is to use a little oxygen. If you have an oxygen making machine, they're easy to get. You just breathe for about 15-20 minutes before the flight and after the flight. And Mona, you were suggesting hydrogen peroxide.
Yes, you can, obviously you can't take this on the flight, but either prior or after you've reached your destination, you can have some food grade hydrogen peroxide. You can just buy it at like your local natural food store. It's 3% hydrogen peroxide, and you can just put a little bit in a cup of water, and it just helps oxygenate your body and just help you feel more alive, and also just reduce some of the jet lag and just fatigue that you have. It's just a wonderful, quick little solution.
Yes. Also, there are many yoga poses you can do before and after the flight. The practice of asana, especially in Purna Yoga, is designed for the individual, but there are certain poses you can do. The best poses are inversions. if you can go upside down and flush out your lungs and flush out your brain and flush out your eyes and flush out your throat through the blood flow flowing through the upper body, that will really help. Also, it prevents varicose veins and it prevents thrombosis in the legs. So inversions are crucial after flights because you're sitting with your legs down for such long periods of time. One of the other tricks I've learned, especially flying long distances, is deep tissue massage. A good deep tissue massage will get rid of jet lag. So when I fly to Europe, as I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks, I land, I get somebody to do a deep tissue massage, go to bed, fall asleep, next morning I'm back.
Yes.
Maybe not 100%, but much
pretty good.
more than I would be without the massage.
Yes, yes. And these things really work because, Aadil, I have to tell you, even though you've been gone 4 days and you just landed, I have to say he looked pretty fresh when he came off out of the airport today. So, yes, no, he looked it. He really did. Hands off to him because he looked quite fresh.
And the next one is not to carry 2 bags on a flight. Never carry 2 items. Only carry 1 item. The reason I only carry 1 item is because it leaves my other hand free. When I have one thing in one hand, my other hand is free. My other hand is available for holding my boarding pass. My other hand is available for holding a phone if necessary. My other hand is available for holding myself if I trip. It's happened so many times. Somebody shoves a bag into the aisle just as I'm walking by, of course, inadvertently, I hope.
Yes, of course.
And I take a little stumble, and my free hand is always available to hold myself. I've seen people fall all over the airplane because they did not have a free hand.
Yes.
Always have a free hand, especially when you're boarding and deboarding an airplane. Also, it's important to cleanse the body after flying, and I personally prefer the beverage Kali.
Yes.
Kali helps take the toxins out of the body. For those of you who don't know what Kali is, please email us at aadil@alivewithadil.com. That's Aadil, Aadil, at alivewithadil.com, and we'll let you know what Kali beverage is. It's a beverage designed to pull out toxins from the body. There's an interesting article that Mona just gave me about toxic airline cabin air, where it says that the bleed back or the fume effect of the air filter system. That means compartments are designed so that air is separately filtered in different compartments, and when the engine is working, it is filled with all kinds of toxic components, including tricresyl phosphate, which is a known neurotoxin that is used in pesticides and nerve agents. Also, heavy metal particles, nickel, cadmium, beryllium, also make their way into the mix. And this bleed air is drawn through the engine channels and it comes back into the cabin. I've had that happen to me. I was in, I can't remember, London or something, and the whole...
Intense.
Yeah, the whole airplane got filled with this incredibly horrible stink. And I held my breath as long as I could. I took a wet cloth and held it in front of my nose so I could filter the air through water as I was breathing. This is not good stuff to put in the body. That's why we need Kali afterwards. And also, when you fly internationally, especially to countries like India, Peru, they come around the plane and spray the whole plane in front of you with a pesticide.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
It's stunning.
We can't control those things, but at least we give you solutions that you can at least get rid of what you've ingested.
Exactly. And remember, one of the most potent and simple things is a wet towel on your face. So, you know the towels they give you to wipe your hands? Take one of those, wet them and keep them ready, because they spray it about half an hour before landing. Put it on your face and only breathe through that for at least 10 minutes until the air is cleared out. Again, it's not about getting maniacal about it. It's not about developing fear. It's just about taking care of yourself, because you have only one body this time around, only one body, and you have to take care of it. When you are traveling, you're exposed to a lot of stuff. Your body is under stress. You have jet lag. I mean, there's all these other things that are happening in addition. So why bother it with unnecessary chemicals? Why bother it with eating airline food? Why bother it with drinking coffee and
Yes.
alcohol and getting your body dehydrated. Why do all that stuff? Why bother it by getting all maniacal about your job and working hard on the plane? Relax. Take some time off.
And I want to commend Aadil because I've known you for a long time, and you truly everything that you've recommended truly does work. Because there's times that you've come, and I know you've got a full schedule after you land, and you just sail right through these duties and responsibilities you have, and I sometimes have just completely marveled how well you do during the day after you've had such a heavy travel schedule. So they really, really work.
They do. They do work. They do work. And while you're online, please vote for us. Go to yogacenters.com, click on the square pink logo that says Make Us Number One. Again, yogacenters.com, click on the square pink logo that says Make Us Number One, and make us number one again. And again, a happy birthday to our show.
Yes, happy
We've
birthday.
Celebrated a full year. Thank you, Mona, for being on this show.
Absolutely. My
And I
pleasure.
look forward to talking to all of you next week. Until then, this is Aadil Palkhiwala on Live with Aadil. Talk to you soon.
You've been listening to Alive with Aadil. For more information about Aadil, visit alivewithadeal.com. Tune in Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time to Alive with Aadil.